Hello there, this is Kush Sharma from Creative Pad Media. In this tutorial, we'll be seeing how to create some awesome looking miniature world images using the latest ChatGPT AI image editor. And then also we'll be seeing how to turn these images into videos using Kling AI. And the best part about this tutorial is that just recently OpenAI does now allow you to create some amount of images daily, even on the free plan. So you'll be able to not only use ChatGPT for this for free, but you will also be able to use Kling AI because there also you get sufficient amount of credits. So let's get started with this. This use case is very amazing, especially if you run a business and you want to advertise some kind of products or services in a very different way that catches the eye. So we're going to be seeing some examples of this. Now here, the prompts are very important. Most of these prompts are going to be long and detailed. So what I've done here is that I've given you these prompts for each of the images that we will be seeing here in the description, and also sometimes we'll be using some reference images. Those images have also been given to you. You'll be able to download it from the link in the description. So let's get started. For this first image, I basically uploaded this portrait of this woman, and I was initially just using the voice mode here. I was actually just chatting with ChatGPT, and I was just asking it, giving it an idea of what I had in mind, because I wanted to create something like this where, these miniature subjects were performing some kind of makeup things on her face, but I exactly didn't know what to write here. So sometimes you can just talk to ChatGPT, it'll get an idea, and then you ask it to give it a prompt. And that's what it did here. So it gave me this long prompt, and I just wrote, create this image for this particular woman's face. And I think it did a pretty good job, because if we just go down here, you can see that this is really nice. And then I downloaded this and I put it over at Kling AI to turn this into a video. And here also I had actually just used ChatGPT to get the prompt. So here I just written, give a prompt to animate this photo in Kling AI, and it gave me this long prompt. So let's head over to Kling. So I'm directly going to just be showing you the results here, but whenever you create your free account on Kling, you get around 160 credits, and each of the 5-second videos that I'm going to be showing you will cost you around 20 seconds. And how it works is that once you log into your account, you're going to see this interface. Just head over to video generation, then make sure you're on image to video, and then you are under frames. Just upload that photo that you get from ChatGPT and then paste in the prompt here. The only difference that is going to be there will be that you'll most likely be on Kling 1.6. And to be frank, I have actually used this even for most of the videos, because Kling 2 consumes a lot of credits, and I've just not seen it to be far too superior, at least in these cases, to 1.6. But on Kling 1.6, you will see two modes. One will be the professional mode and one will be the standard. Since I'm on the paid plan, I get to use the professional mode. The quality of the videos is slightly better, but on the free plan, you will still be able to generate this using the standard mode, and that will actually consume lesser credits also. But once you do all these things and you hit generate, you're going to get this video. On the free plan, it can take around 30 to 40 minutes. On the paid plan, that's a huge advantage that this gets done. A 5-second video gets done in around 2 to 3 minutes. So you can see the result here. If you just open this up, let's just play this again. You can see this looks really nice. So let's say this was what I was talking about. If you have some sort of a business where you provide some sort of a makeup service, a video like this, if you were to run it on, let's say, as a Facebook ad or something else, is definitely bound to catch so much more attention than a standard banner that says we just provide makeup services with an image. Right, so you can see that this can be helpful for a lot of people. Now let's see the second image also, because the process pretty much is going to remain the same as to what I showed for this image. For the second image, I wanted these miniature subjects to be cooking something in a utensil, and this was an image that I actually found on Google. So this time I was using more of a reference image rather than talking to ChatGPT about it. So you can see I just uploaded the image, and it was a simple thing, give a prompt for this, but instead of the miniature workers, there should be chefs, and you can just write the kind of dish you wanted inside that. And first it gave me a prompt, and you can see then I just used this exact same prompt here, and this was the image that it generated. And I was okay with this, but I wanted the scale to be slightly different, because I wanted the utensil to be much bigger and them to be much smaller, like maybe they're on ladders or something like that. So this is what I wrote here, and it started to get there. but I still wanted this to improve. So I actually just started a new chat. Always remember, don't keep on continuing on the same chat because the image quality keeps on getting worse. So after some attempts, it's always a good idea to hit this new chat button and start things all over again. It still took me 2 tries to get the perfect image, because you can see on this new tab, I started the whole process again, and I just kind of gave it more instructions that yes, be careful about the scale, and this contrast between the chefs and the utensils should be evident. So this time now it started to do a better job, but here there were some issues which was like it just didn't look good that this guy was standing right here on this curved surface, and this guy here should have been probably on been on the ladder, because right now it seems like he was on the surface. So overall, this image also wasn't looking that great. But on the third attempt, I got the final image, which looked really good. So let's see that. So I did exactly the same thing, opened up a new chat, copied the same prompt here, and this time it gave me slightly different results. First of all, it gave me 2 results, and it started to produce these horizontal aspect ratio images, which in this use case, I felt was actually better. And I really liked this second image because, both these chefs were on the ladder, and this time looked really real the way he was standing here. The only difference was that he was pouring this sauce kind of thing on this chef. So I just went over to Photoshop and I just used generative fill to remove this and just fill it up with some of the vegetables here. And this was the final result that I got. So again, let me show you what I did with Kling, because this time I want to show you one added feature in Kling AI also. So again, the process remained exactly the same. I had just asked ChatGPT to turn that image into a prompt for Kling so that it turns it into a video. And ChatGPT had given me this really nice and long prompt. And once I used that, this time I used 10 seconds of video. So it costed around 70 credits on the professional plan, but it was worth it because if I just show you the video, this looked really, really nice. Let's just see this again. This is the start. And the only thing here was that this was missing the sound. I felt this was a kind of a video which definitely needed some kind of a sound here. And you can do that very easily with Kling AI, because all you need to do is once you have a video and let's say you want to add some sound, you can hit this option that says AI sound. And the moment you do that, you see this new window pop up. It's actually just going to basically analyze the video, and it's already going to give this prompt here, and most of the times it does a pretty good job. So you can see flickering flames, sizzling wok, rhythmic stirring, and all these things. It was really nice, and you can just leave everything as it is. It does cost you 10 credits, but when you do generate it, and if you see the result, this looks really nice. You can see this time with the sound. I'll just start this again. Very, very real looking, and it just fits the video absolutely perfectly and almost effortless. Let's see the next image. For the next use case, I wanted something that could be used commercially, like something like product photography or a product edit. So I chose this Bluetooth speaker image, very ordinary looking image of a Bose speaker. And I just wrote this, that turned this into a professional looking shot for the speaker. Also I have miniature people partying around it. Some people are sitting on top of the speaker and some are dancing on the floor. This was also a test to see how it performs when you don't give it a very detailed prompt. And it did a pretty okay job. You can see here, it's just that with the detailed prompt, you can describe each person's action, because if you see this particular image, it doesn't look bad, but then most of the people just are, they look very similar. That's the only thing. That's why usually it's a good idea to have some detailed prompts for this. And you can see here, this was not a bad image. However, here, since it's a product image, it's also important to see how consistent this is with the original product image. And here it had just added these, the speaker and these symbols which were not there. So I just wrote in that you added some symbols and buttons. Don't do that since it's not the original product. It doesn't look like that, and it just removed that. And this time, this was perfect. I just typed in, write a prompt to animate this in Kling AI. It gave me this very detailed prompt. Let's see how Kling did. So this was the 5-second video. This was without the sound. You can see just people moving and partying and dancing. And this can again be something that really catches the eye instead of a normal looking ad. But something like this obviously will require sound. So again, I hit AI sound, and let's see the version with the sound also. You can see that's good. You get, every time you do that, you get 4 variations for the sound also. So this was also good. Let's see the next use case. So the next one was where I was slightly running out of ideas. So I started asking ChatGPT, give me more ideas like this. And it started giving me some of these miniature world ideas. I really liked it had given me something about cleaning of the DSLR lens. So this was something I really liked. So I just, if it's within the same chat, then it kind of knows the context. So you can just type in, okay, create the camera lens cleaning 1, 2, then it knows that you're talking about that. This is also another way to approach it. And I was straight away happy with this first image. Again, ask ChatGPT to give me the prompt for Kling. Let's quickly see the result there. So this was the result. I was very, very happy with it. But what happened was there was this steam-like thing coming out. So sometimes be careful of these ChatGPT prompts because they get so detailed that you can see here, it has written that the steam slightly rises from the lens surface. Okay, so sometimes it can get too dramatic, and Kling really follows the prompts very well. So this was where the problem was. I just removed that line, and after I think 2 attempts, I got this one, which looked really nice and real. So again, if you have some sort of, let's say, a camera repair shop or a laptop repair shop, these kind of videos will just stand out more and really, really help you market your service or product in a better way. Finally, for the last use case, I wanted something to do with coffee, and I wanted something like an espresso shot being poured inside a cappuccino. So again, you can see after discussing with ChatGPT, this was the prompt that it gave me. And this was the first result, not bad at all, but you could see that it didn't look like it was pouring that shot into the coffee. So I even asked it to change the scale a bit, make the crane a bit bigger, and all these things, but it still wasn't able to follow this. But I think on the third attempt, you can see this is good, but the espresso cup should be tilted. So it looks like the shot is pouring out of the cup, and you can see that this time it did a pretty good job. And at this point, I just quickly wanted to see whether on the free plan, if I write the same thing, does it give me a good result like this? Does it use the latest AI image generator? Because right now I'm on the plus plan here. So I have the other free account open on a separate tab, and you can see I wrote exactly the same thing, and even on the free plan, it is working. Like I said, I'm not sure how many images you can generate per day. There definitely will be a limit as compared to the paid plan, but at least you will be able to generate a few amount of images per day. And you can see that now we're not getting that message which used to say that this is the old generator. So that means this is the latest AI image generator. And finally, for this particular Kling generation, I actually switched over to the latest Kling 2 master model. Just wanted to see, does it really produce a significant difference? It was okay. The problem is it really consumes a lot of credits, 100 credits as opposed to the 35 normally that I have to use for 1.6. But if you see the result, yeah, it was pretty good. But then I got a similar result in 1.6 also. However, I was just not happy with what this person was doing. This movement somehow didn't look natural. But then it was a bit in the prompt also that he's using both his hands to pour the powder. So maybe we can change that, and sometimes these things get taken care of. So in case this video helped you out, do give it a like. And if you want to follow along all my experiments with the different AI image and video editing tools out there, then make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time.